What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 6. Look, I know I'm behind, but y'all lucky y'all getting the review, okay? But anyway, we started this episode off. We have Melody meeting up with Tiffany, child. Tiffany about to drop that baby any day now. And they are just getting caught up. Mel hadn't really talked to Tiffany since the spa day. And, Mel was like, listen, I wasn't really happy about how everything went down at the spa day. And I just thought, what is it that I can do to try to help? Because, at the end of the day, I just want us to start presenting ourselves in a better way as it relates to, how we interact with each other on the show or whatever. I mean, she didn't say on the show. I'm saying on the show. And so she lets Tiffany know that she's going to have a tea. She's invited this woman down from Atlanta, and she's going to, share etiquette with them. What is the proper etiquette for a tea party? And talk about communication skills. How, what is a great way to communicate? Now, the only thing was, Mel gave everybody a +1. Now, I know that +1, I just feel like if you were trying to, clear things up with the people, you ain't need to let no +1s come, okay? But she said, listen, the more the merrier. If we're going to learn how to communicate and we're going to learn some etiquette, why not open it up to the group? And on one hand, I ain't mad at that. But on the other hand, I'm like, girl, you know this group. You know these people. So then she tells Tiffany about what happened at the birthday party with Martell or whatever. And she plays a voice note where Martell, remember she told Martell, listen, if you want to see your daughter on her birthday, you can come and get her later on. But as far as the party is concerned, you are not invited. Well, she plays a voice note where Martell, where she says, Martell, what time are you coming to get the baby? I told you you could come and get her. What time you want me to have her ready? And he says, no, I'm going to see her on Monday. So, Mel's thing was, because again, it was never about spending the day with her on her birthday. It was about control. It was about you telling me when you were going to spend the time with her, and you trying to infringe upon my time. And I told you no. I can't. So then we head over to the Scott's house. We have Maurice and we have Kimmy. And Kimmy is trying to talk to Maurice about some issues she's having with Monster. Well, we find out that Maurice is having problems with Monster too. And Kimmy says, my issue is, I tell Monster to do something and he doesn't do it. And, I put my foot down and I assert myself. However, we're at this point now where he's disrespecting me from the point of view of he's not complying. And I need you to have my back. Now, Maurice has turned this into a whole issue about Kimmy not wanting to discipline Monster, and she should feel like she can discipline Monster, and he was like, well, I think this is because you and Kiowa, because y'all relationship started so rocky, and maybe you're afraid to discipline Monster. You were worried about Kiowa, so let me call her. And Kimmy was like, what are you talking about? That is not what this conversation is about. This has nothing to do with my relationship with Kiowa, which of course is in a much better space. This isn't has anything to do with my relationship with Kiowa. This is about your son, who you're having a problem with as well, not respecting me, and you showing him that disrespecting me is the same as disrespecting him, and having that same respect across the board. Like, what about this you're not getting? And it was funny, he gets Kiowa on the phone, and Kiowa understands exactly where Kimmy is coming from, and she sort of reiterates that, and then Maurice want to get off the phone. I'm like, yeah, you want to get off the phone because that conversation ain't go the way you thought it was going to go. I don't even know what he's thinking. Like, out of the three, I like Maurice the best, but Maurice's thought process be off too. I don't understand what you didn't understand about what Kimmy was saying. And then he was like, so what are you trying to say, that you don't feel like Monster is your son? She was like, that is not, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say nothing like that. Like, I didn't say nothing about feeling like Monster is or isn't my child. Like, what are you talking about? So anyway, they had this whole conversation. Like I said, by the time it was over with, Maurice wanted to get off the phone because the conversation ain't ending the way she thought it was going to end, right? So then we have Martell meeting up with Maurice. And again, Martell is, Maurice is renovating the office space, and Martell went over there, and, they're talking about Monster and the issues that they're sort of having with Monster and that kind of thing. And basically what y'all, you need to put that in them. You need to, instill it young, and let Monster know that you can't be playing these games. You a black man in America, and so you already got them strikes against you, and you need not give people an excuse. Don't give them the reason. Don't give them the excuse. So, we found out Martell credit getting better, child. Well, good for you. Good for you, child. So, Stormy invites Kiki to a Reiki session. Now, I have had a Reiki session before. It was a little different than what they did. I laid on the table, and the Reiki, I don't know what the proper word is, but I've had two done. My cousin did one, and then I got somebody else to do one. I will say this. I can't say that, it ain't like I jumped off the table doing backflips or nothing. But I definitely, you understand, like the way she did it, where she was explaining the energy and certain things, like that is what it is. So if nothing else, it helps you to understand some of the things you have going on in your body, right? Kiki, you could tell, was very skeptical, and she was about to be, taken to her religion, and, I don't know about all this, because, I don't play with my God kind of thing. But I will give her credit for allowing it to happen, for opening herself up to the treatment, right? And when it was over, of course, her and Stormy talked, and Stormy was saying, listen, I feel like, at the spa day, I feel like me and you, maybe we weren't understanding each other. Maybe we weren't, in the same space. And so she was, Kiki, Lord. Well, yeah, Kiki and Stormy were talking, and Stormy was telling her, you and Tiffany really need to find a better way of communicating. Like, first of all, Tiffany pregnant, so you really don't need to be yelling and hollering, screaming with the pregnant lady. And Kiki talking about something, well, I feel like she knows she's pregnant, and so she shouldn't come for me. I'm like, that's an interesting way of looking at that, but okay, girl. And Stormy was like, ultimately, I feel like you and Kiki have a lot in common, and maybe that's why, you and Tiffany, and maybe that's why y'all do clash so much. But Kiki said that she definitely wants to have a conversation with Tiffany to sort of clear the air, because she just didn't understand why Tiffany was sort of coming for her the way she was coming for her, that kind of thing. So then we get to the tea, honey. We get to the tea, and everybody shows up. They look very nice. Everybody dressed the theme. We have some plus ones. Stormy bought her mama. I guess that Carson Blue lady is there. Child, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not. Listen, I don't know. And there was some there was some other people there as well. Miss the one that's married to Chris. She was there, and the etiquette lady was there talking to Mel, letting Mel know what to do and where people sit and who comes in first and how you serve people. And I thought that was really nice, because I think things like etiquette we just don't learn like we used to. We don't really have those etiquette classes like we used to. I know that you can still do all those things, but I think they're just not the norm anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in Girl Scouts growing up, and we had etiquette classes in Girl Scouts. Like, that was a badge or something. I don't remember, child. Now, Stormy's reason for bringing her mama is saying, well, her and Mel seem to have gotten off on the wrong foot, and I thought this would be a good opportunity for her and Mel to sort of, I guess, I don't know, get along, find a way to get along. I personally feel like, your mama don't like Mel for what it. Here's why. Let me tell y'all this. I'm not about to. Here's the reason why Stormy mama don't like Mel. Y'all ready to hear it? When Stormy interviewed with Carlos, Stormy let Carlos know, well, my mom was a fan. My mom watched the show before I got on the show. My mom was in those Facebook groups. So you don't like Mel because you don't like Mel from the show. You didn't like Mel before you met her. And when you've already made up your mind about somebody, all it takes is for them to do one thing wrong, and you like, see, I knew they wasn't about it. I knew they wasn't ish. That's what this was, in my opinion. I think that Stormy's mother had made up her mind that she ain't like Mel, and it really didn't matter, because her reasoning for not liking Mel when she was interviewing with Carlos was just stupid. It was just dumb. Anyway, So the ladies are learning their etiquette, and that is all good. And so after they learn the etiquette, then it becomes a situation of let's find a way to communicate with each other. Now, like I said, Mel and um her Mel and Stormy's mom had a whole conversation about that, and I already told you what I think it is. And then Stormy talked about using profanity. Stormy said, "Listen, I like to cuss, and people feel like because I cuss, that means that I'm ghetto." And it's so funny because the etiquette lady was like, "Well, I mean, I feel like people who cuss have a lack of vocabulary." Now, listen, my mama says that to me all the time. Granted, my mama knows I cuss, but I do not cuss in front of my mama, and she says that all the time. Okay, so I feel like Stormy. I do have vocabulary. I just like to cuss. I do have vocabulary though. But anyway, so there was that. So then we got into a situation with then we get down to Tiffany and Kiki, child. Tiffany is coming. I mean, Kiki is coming for Tiffany, and they're going back and forth. And then she threw a low blow. We found out that last season, which I don't know if we ever saw that scene or not, where when Mel was helping Tiffany find her dad, she brought Kiki in because Kiki knows people down in that part of Alabama, and Kiki was helping her out. And so Kiki kind of threw that back in Tiffany's face and was like, I helped you on your journey, on your search for your parents, and you didn't even thank me, and now you doing this. She was like, and by the way, I mean, I've always known who my father was. And everybody in the room was like, whoa, 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 like that is a low blow. And why Kiki want to act like she's so innocent? Like, what? What did I say? What do you mean? She said, I didn't mean that as a dig. Baby, and Kimmy was like, girl, it absolutely was a dig. And you knew what you were saying. Like, stop it. Kiki, stop playing. Y'all know how I feel about people pissing on my leg and tell me it's raining. Girl, you know exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were saying. For you, you're talking about the fact that you were helping this woman find her father, and then you're going to throw out there, oh, and by the way, I've always known who my father is. Girl, that's a dig. It was unnecessary, and Tiffany ain't even one of my favorite people, but I thought that was a bit much. But anyway, that's pretty much where the episode ended, child. We got it to be continued. We're going to come back next week, I guess, and finish this up. Y'all know this review is late, so I'll try to get y'all the next review as soon as possible. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.